Hello, everyone, and welcome to the iRacing forums page. We're here reviewing the iRacing development update for August 2025. Uh, Devs have decided to give us some updates on the Season 4 features and improvements. Thought it would be nice to highlight some of these, so we're going to go ahead and go through them. All right, so right off the bat, we got NASCAR 2025 scheduled to release in October. It's going to be on the 14th. I'm not a huge NASCAR fan myself, but we might take a look at it and see if that's something we're interested in. But that is new coming that iRacing has been working on with NASCAR. Next thing we got is iRacing Arcade. Now, this is a basically arcade iRacing and customization with iRacing tools and developments. I think there's a couple of different licensed tracks on there and cars. Um, I probably am going to look into it. I think it'd be fun to do something like I'm pretty sure I saw something that said like you can create your own team and you know race from the back and work your way up, kind of like how Formula One does the My Team instead of the My Career. So I might look into that when that comes out. That's coming out on Steam. I believe it's in the fall, so we'll see how that goes. Season 4 is coming out with a numerous amount of new features and updates. We got compelling new cars. I believe there are 4 new cars coming out. We have world-renowned tracks coming out and several rescans and refreshes. The third and final installment of the NASCAR Refresh project. Significant car class physics overhaul. Some new features for VR users. Uh, AI features getting improved and expanded upon. A significant step forward in improving iRacing's global reach and support. And look at that. We got the new AI, guys. We're going to take a look at that. Now, for car development, we have once again another GT3. I believe this is the 11th car that we can choose for the GT3 class. And we are getting the Aston Martin Vantage EVO GT3. Now, personally, I have the GT4 Aston Martin, and I think it's fun to use. And I personally am excited for this car. I think it's going to be really fun to use. And once it comes out, I think everybody is going to be using it. So we'll see how that stacks up against the rest of the class. Next up, we have a new open wheel series car. This is the Indy Next series. So you have, just like F1, you have the classes beforehand. So you have F4, F3, F2, and then you get to F1. Now, IndyCar series has kind of the same amount. I'm not exactly sure what the series are in there, but I know that Indy Next used to be like Indy, I think it was called Indy Lights, but their car is being involved with here. Now, this is a 2.0 liter turbocharged 450 horsepower race car, which has the push to pass system, which gives you extra 500 or 550 horsepower at the driver's request. So this will be another fun class and a car to use. I'm pretty sure this is going to be like the GT, or not the GT, the F3 and F2 cars. I think they're going to be like that. Another new addition, the GT4 Ford Mustang. Not the dark horse, unfortunately, but I personally love Fords and the Ford Mustang. So again, just like the Aston Martin for GT3, I think this is going to be a highly sought after car, and it's going to be used very often. Hopefully, it's good and fast. Now, going along with the GT4 updates, this entire class is getting the latest physics model improvements. So we had at the beginning of this season, we had the GT3 tire remodel. Now it's getting involved in the GT4s. We're looking at higher top speeds and lower cornering speeds. So even though we're going faster down the straight and slower in the corners, we're still going to see an improvement of half a second to a full second per lap. Another thing to note is this tire warm up is going to be very different from GT3. GT3, it takes like a lap and a half to get the tires fully up to temperature, and then you can start riding on them. For GT4s, the tire warm up is going to be decreased. So we're looking at half a lap to a full lap or those tires are ready to go. Now, first lap is still going to be very chaotic. You're still going to have cold tires, so nothing changes from that. But what we've learned over the past season for the GT3 models is going to now transfer to the GT4 models. All right, now on to tracks. We're getting a new track. Mexico City is making its debut in season 4. This racetrack has multiple race series going through it, including TCR, NASCAR, Formula One, Formula 4, Formula E, a lot of touring events, and the GT series. Now, this is a very track specific location in Mexico City where it is 7,343 feet above sea level, which means there's less air resistance, meaning less drag, increasing the high speeds on the straight. But that also has this caveat: we're going to have less downforce in the corners, so it's going to be an interesting dynamic for that one. So this track is very unique, as you can see here in the picture. This cuts through a former baseball stadium, so you're going to have the entire stadium section there looking at you in the final sector, which will be really cool to see. Some more track updates. Alton Park is finally getting a remodel, not a rescan, a remodel. So it's updating all the textures and objects and scenery around the track, and it's going to be completely free for everybody. All right, finally, we're here with the Sim UI. This is the new iRacing sim that we're going to be seeing when we're on the track. No longer going to be that old, outdated system, the legacy UI. This is new and improved. We're looking at refresh features and key highlights like tooltips, where you'll be able to hover over your mouse and get some more information on what you need. We have sim options redesigned, so you have options to significantly reorganize and merge replay and driving graphic options. And we have clickable tabs and contents down on the left side to the right. We've added more information on this setting. Okay, that's fine. Alt K is still being able to move the UI. That's very important. Another good thing, virtual mirror size control. So some of us like to have that smaller UI of the virtual mirror. So instead of having it be one size, I think you have to go into the iRacing files in order to resize that, but it's not the FOV, it's the actual size of the virtual mirror. So we'll be able to adjust that in the settings. Another revamp, black boxes can be minimized and expanded with the expanded state displaying more options. I think this is going to include lap times, possibly strength of field. I'm not sure. We have a real world clock, so if you wanted to know what time it is in the sim, you'll be able to see that. Camera tool redesign. Camera tool is now going to be a designated button in the section screen, so instead of hitting Control F12, which you still be able to do, there's a designated button for that. So this is what the new UI will look like. Personally, I think this looks fantastic. Instead of the sharp edges, you have the rounded edges. It's a lot more vibrant, I think, with the green. I believe you'll be able to customize the color template as well. So you'll be able to customize all of these colors here. Here are some more examples of the UI inside the car. The relative meter at the top and the virtual mirror are changed. At the top, you also have the sim clock as well. So you'll be able to see the sim time right at the top there. Another good thing I really like about the relative currently is gigantic. That's why nobody runs it or uses Race Labs or something else to view their lap time progression. This is a lot smaller, and I think it's a lot easier to see, and it doesn't block your screen at all. At the top right, you have the informations bar, a lot more color in there, which is good to visualize what's going on in the sim. Personally, I just think this is a lot cleaner, a lot minimalistic, and is going to please a lot of people. Here's another example of the camera settings. Again, it's going to have a designated button, which I believe right here in the bottom. You can see there next to the skip button. You'll be able to customize it the same way, but instead of hitting F12 and control, designated button, and then you can do the same amount of controls in there. So a lot easier to get into, create those cool photos that we're looking for. So a few things of interest that have no particular order. We got Gen 4 drafting shipping with Season 4. We have race control systems that are advancing, including work on multi-class racing starts and the choose rule. I think this is going to be a very good add, as sometimes with multi-classing, you got 20, 30-second gaps in between it. So hopefully they'll be able to fix that where you're at a specific gap and there's not a gigantic gap, leaving odd places to go green. We got the International Miami Autodrome. That's the Miami racetrack around Hard Rock Stadium. That's going to be released in season 1, so that's coming shortly. Whole new bunch of track refreshes are going to be on the way for the following seasons as well. Another car that's being added is the FIA Cross car. So this is a car that was developed and is being built for December season 1. Now, this provides an approach and a fun entry point for dirt road racing series. So, personally, I'm not a fan of dirt racing, but I think dirt road racing, this is like the truck series. Maybe you'll be able to have it. I'm pretty sure this is going to be its own series, just like dirt oval is, and I think the rally car stuff. So, this is another thing to look out for. Another track that's being evolved and improved upon is St. Petersburg. This is a track that is going to be licensed and is going to include a lot of iRacing series. So this will be another good track to get. So that pretty much sums up what the dev update looks like. Here are some more pictures of the work in progress stuff that they're doing with the remodeling. And we got some new UI features down here with the settings. Uh, Honestly, this is a fantastic update that the devs are giving us here. I think this is going to be a really cool week 13, learning on how to do all this stuff, using the camera tool to make cool photos, cool moments. They also have some iRacing arcade stuff in here. That'll be another game that I will be looking at to see if it's any interest. It might be fun. And then this looks like uh, that's the team visiting the off-road track at Lucas Oil Stadium. Another picture of the stadium that's in Mexico City. So that's another cool picture. And looks like another track revamp there. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was informative for you. And yeah, thanks. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. We'll see you on the next one.